Right, we're live. We're finally live. Sorry for everybody on Twitch who has just been watching me troubleshoot things at the last moment, which is, I'm sure, incredibly frustrating for everybody involved. But I am now live, both on Twitch and on Facebook. Not Facebook. On wow, I can't even get my brain to work here. Why is this not working? Because I'm live. It says it's working on my. It says it's working on my PC, but when I try my phone's like, nah, you're not working. Let's have a look. I just want to make sure everything is running. It is working. Knew it was working. Well, I say I knew it was working. I didn't know it was working. I'm going to use this as my live chat YouTube because I can't tell if it's integrated properly. I have got a system on here where it should be showing me comments from both, but also, you know, it's probably not doing that. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. I am going to be restoring some boxes, and I'm going to start with the worst. I'm also going to start with one that's cheap to replace, unlike this one, which is not cheap to replace. This is Fantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 Plus. This is the rare Plus variant. It's expensive these days, but I want to just make sure these get the love and attention and cleaning that they need. It's also just a good opportunity to have a chat with everybody. I've even brought a Sharpie because I'm going to try and Sharpie out these white bits of fade on the sheet. That's my plan. All right, well, and we also have, I bought a disc cleaner, and we're going to go through whether or not this actually works. I am skeptical, but I think that's a healthy thing to be. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to take out this paper and see what we're working with. I'll hold it up to the camera a bit more so people can see. This is not awful. It's not in an awful condition, but the fraying on the bottom here. Ooh, I don't know how to use a camera. It's funny, given I'm a photographer. There we go. So the fraying on the bottom is not the best, but the paper on the other hand is still pretty good. I won't need to iron this one out. I have got my trusty steam iron with me. I'll hold it up to the main camera. There we go. Got my steam iron with me, but we're not going into... We're going to go into cleaning up this. Look at the state of this. This is it's not great, is it? These excess sticky residues, I think I can take them off. Just a spudger. This is plastic and a little bit more hardy. I'm actually going to use a makeup brush cleanser, which is basically a little bit like nail varnish remover. I'm going to use a little bit of that on there. See if we can get it off. See if we can get it off with that. That and a spudger. How's everyone's day been? This is not the best tool for the job. But you know what? I don't care. Let's hit a chat. Do some restoration stuff. Some of my cases. So we've got a comical one later on. I'll show you it now. If you happen to be in here watching, it could be quite amusing for you to see what we're going to end up with. Something like my copy of Armored Core 3. I love Armored Core 3, but look at that. Yes. It has an actual piece of melt damage. So I'm probably going to be looking at getting a replacement case for some fairly obvious reasons. Get a replacement case, and I'll try and get the paper and everything restored as good as I can. Go from there. Put that back in there for later, though. That's a later problem. In the meantime, carry on. Just giving this a little bit of a soak, a wipe. I saw a fantastic video that someone did on like restoring really, really heavily crunched up and damaged cardboard boxes, where they soaked it in benzene and then reformed it with like using heat press and also just using weight to press flat the original box. And that was really cool, and I really want to do it. But getting hold of benzene is actually quite hard. So, not an option. I'm now using a strong cleaning wipe, but just not my spudger on the floor. So be it. Wants to go on the floor. That's up to them. Give this case as good of a clean as I can before I try and clean the underside. I don't want to get rid of this license label because it's really cool. But not mess with that too much. Now with the underside of these cases, you can see they're a bit finicky. Drying them is an interesting one, but I'm going to show you why I'm not going to immediately dry it. It kind of makes sense. This is the theory, okay? Just the theory. My theory is, if I thoroughly clean the inside case, like so, and leave it wet, then if I pull it tight on here so that all the wetness is now, you can see it's going through onto the inside of this sheet. I want to make sure that's all nicely coated, like so, as best I can. My theory is, if I get some kitchen roll, which I've got here, I fold that over, give it a bit of depth. Now if I open this case back up, should really have taken out the disc. I'll do that now. We're going to be cleaning that next anyway. Then if I fold up, I lift this up. Now it's got cleaning fluid on both sides. I put this cloth in here. This is my theory. Put it right up against this edge. There's only a little bit of cloth left. And if I pull it tight, if I pull this cloth, perhaps not as tight as that, a little bit less tight, like that. If I pull this cloth now, I should be cleaning both sides, inside and the outside of the case. Definitely dried it, so that's good. Again, we'll just have a little bit that pokes through, pull it tight, and then pull this cloth through. That way we get to clean the inside of that sheet as well. It was not looking its best. It's looking a bit better now, but it's still very smudged up, isn't it? These plastics on these cases just dries over time, doesn't it? Right, well, gave it a good go. Here's more elbow grease. We can get looking really nice. Well, I just went over the sticker, which I didn't want to do. Try not to do that anymore. Going it over. Nice. 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 I realise I'm not very central with this camera. Sorry about that. I have a pretty insane rig going on right now, and I have a DSLR. Sorry, not DSLR. Yes, a DSLR. A DSLR camera suspended over the desk on a crane, and never going to be not weird to look at, if I'm honest. It's very strange. Okay, so that's not too bad. I think a lot of the bulk of the problem is actually on the inside. Just the inside is really hard to do. You can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm holding down the plastic while scrubbing the inside. I don't want it to, because if you let it be loose, you've got a chance of ripping the plastic or doing something else that wouldn't be great. There is a editing this week's video, but I just figured since I'm going to be doing a little bit of restoration work on these cases, it seemed relevant to people that would be interested in the original channel. I thought I'd put it up if this is something that interests you. then go for it. I'm by no means an expert on restoration, as you can clearly see by my haphazard approach to it. But sometimes you just gotta try it to get it done. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so the ring of red card paper is it's okay. I'm gonna Sharpie out the blacks though on the top and the bottom. I'm not sure if it'll look good or not. This is a very basic level of restoration because, well, quite frankly, this isn't an expensive game. Even though I love this game a lot, very obscure. A lot of people don't care about it. So, oh, we're in this scenario. I'm going to plug in iron. And we are, in fact, going to iron this out. As we can, so why not? So we'll put this down. You'll remember this orange sheet from when I did a restoration video on boxes a while back. This is just to protect the design. In fact, I'm going to do it opposite way around. Give it all the protection I can. We have our iron out though. I don't know how well this is gonna don't know how well this is gonna work. We'll give it a go. What temperature have I set the iron on? That's a good thing I should check. You don't want it cold, obviously, but you don't want it too hot. On well, looks like we're at temperature. So steam. Ooh, it's hot. Who would have thought? Who would have thought irons get hot? Again. Okay. I don't want it on when I'm not using it. Ooh, that has flattened out nicely. Yeah, that's flattened out nicely. Probably could use. Nice. All right. Next step. Sharpie these edges. I can't tell you if this is a recommended step or not. In fact, I would say it's probably not a recommended step. It's very unlikely this will look good. But I'm willing to give it a go because I can just buy another copy of this for reasonably cheap. Should I make a massive mistake? I'm going to move the mic a little bit further forwards. Oh, that'll be in shot. Can't do that. We'll be down here then. Definitely going to be noticeable if you know it's there. But I think from a glance, and this is on my display shelf, this will probably look okay. This is like a cardinal sin in Magic when people try to make their black lotuses look like they had black borders. Sharpieing them on. Common con. I make people think that it's not a beta black lotus, it is in fact an alpha. I think that's the right terms. I'm not sure. You know what? This actually doesn't look that bad. I can't believe I'm saying that. It actually looks alright. Have you heard about Libib, a great Android app for managing physical media collection? I use it to manage my movie archive, book collections, and board game collections, but I know people are using it for splitting their video games up by console. That's really interesting, 𝙋𝙬𝙓𝙀𝙇. Also, welcome to the stream. I use pricecharting.com. Pricecharting.com has their own, you can, on your account, you can set your collection in there. I think you only have up to 200 items though, and it tracks it in real time and tells you the values. But that said, I'm receptive to trying out new pieces of software. So yeah, that sounds quite cool. Thank you very much for the tip. The collection is quite unmanageable, so having some way to manage it is obviously good. I can't believe the sharpieing is actually not looking bad. I thought I was going to do this and it was going to be a meme, but it actually looks alright. Made those frayed ends look a lot more tolerable. Gotta be gentle with it, that's all. Because obviously these frayed ends are quite damaged. Maybe I should look up just how much a pristine copy of this game is, since it's not an expensive game. Maybe that's the play. But this is my copy, you know. I've had this for many, many years. Many years. In fact, fairly sure I bought this in a store back when it first came out, which would have been a long time ago. I would have only just had adult money, as they say. Yeah, this is alright. This is alright. I obviously can't do this Sharpie technique past the black. If I do it on here, it's going to be ridiculously noticeable and it'll look terrible. So it'll just have to look not great there. But this is actually not terrible. There we go. That looks alright. I see a little bit of white here that I need to address. Right when I lift it up to the camera. Don't know how I skipped it. I guess it's flattened. That's probably what's happened. Yes, it has flattened. See, it's flattened. I just do this. Oh, there we go. That's kind of better. Kinda better. Perfect. Ooh! And that's Ring of Red done. Where'd I put the case? It's over here drying. Feel the heat of that iron still, even though it's been off for a few minutes. Seems to generate a lot of heat quite quickly. Now, which way round was this? It's this way round. Slap this in. Oh dear. Okay, right. So I've got it. I've got to go in. It's all right. It's all good. There's probably a much easier, less stressful way to get these cards back in than what I'm doing. In fact, I should have done it from the bottom upwards. I get my hand in it, grab it. A little ski in. Luckily, this is one of the, like I say, this is one of the more obscure, cheaper games, so this is not so bad. But if you've not played this game, and you like turn-based tactical games, I really recommend Ring of Red. PlayStation 2. Set in an alternative World War II where mechs exist, but they're not like, you know, speedy anime mechs. They're slow, clunky. Imagine World War II tanks, but imagine they were mechs, and that is kind of what they do in Ring of Red, and I really think that's quite a vibe. Nice. That looks better than it did when we first brought it out. It's okay. Not perfect. But let's go on to the next thing, which is, oh, state of the CD. So, I have bought this. It's a Hammer CD repair kit. And I've never used one of these, and I figured, let's learn together. Are these actually worth your time and money? I'll be able to tell you soon. There's a little disc inside. Quite funny. Discard this paper before use. Oh, okay. Oh. There don't appear to be any instructions. Okay. But we do have some little white pads. And I do remember, bring up the user is giving me trouble. Okay, right. So if I bring up the Amazon for this, I'm pretty certain. Someone put the instruction in the comments. I'm gonna go through and find them. Here they are. Why can't I see it? I have to make it really, really big. Yeah, I do. Okay. So we have to. So I've got the instructions up here. That's something. We have to spray the underside of the CD DVD to be cleaned twice from the distance of 15 centimeters, but the wet side facing upwards in the cleaning device. This is the cleaning side, so this one is cleaning spray. So let's put the device in here, facing upwards, and we have to spray underside of the CD 15 centimeters twice. Right here. Let me just make this. Well, we're doing 3. I want it extra clean. So we've got the spray on. Secure in place. Place the cleaning device on a flat surface and hold firmly with one hand. Allow the housing to rotate clockwise 20 times. Okay. Let's do it. 20 times. 1, 2, 3. Clockwise? Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. Oops. Well, still very wet. Or because you put 3 sprays on them, ask for 2. Radial structure of the mechanism ensures CD is always cleaned correctly from the inside outwards. Do not apply pressure to the housing. This can cause damage to the media. Okay, fair enough. So we've done that. Cleaned. It's still very wet. I'm going to wipe that down with a microfiber cloth, which I have. Right. Do that gently. In fact, I'll just dab it off, just in case. Maybe I won't dab it off. Okay, so we did that. There's a repair kit. Drizzle a small amount of the repair paste, the underside of the CD or DVD to be repaired. Okay. Drizzle a small amount. Okay, interesting. Never apply the liquid to the printer side of the CD or DVD. And then polish using polishing pads over a scratched surface. What does that mean? Oh, these must be the polishing pads. So this is for the cleaner. This is for the polishing. There's a small amount of repair paste on the inside CD repaired. Let's have a look. Okay. Working from the inside outwards. This is a polishing pad. I think we have to put a little bit on here. I'm reading the actual instructions as well, and they're very interesting. So let's see. Drizzle a small amount of the repair paste onto the underside of the CD DVD to be repaired. Oh, that does feel like a small amount. We'll put a tiny bit more on there. Okay. Distribute the polish using the polishing pad over the scratch surface and allow to dry for 5 minutes. Fair enough. We just got to smear this all across the whole CD. Like so. Then we have to wait for it to dry, which apparently will take 5 minutes. Oh, I used 2 sheets. That was stupid of me. So we're going to give it 5 minutes to dry. And in that time, I'd love to answer some of your questions if you have any. Or just want to chat about your day. I'll take that too. What am I watching here? I'm watching that. That's fine. Typed a hello world into chat on YouTube, and the reason I did that was because I want to see if it's actually going to pop up in my central hub thing I have here that's supposed to be tracking both chats, but I've got a sneaking suspicion it's only tracking my Twitch. Looks like I'm right. Don't see any activity feed from there. Cheap viewers, I don't want cheap viewers. It's fine. Thank you very much for joining and trying to plug an ad. Don't need cheap viewers. Just if you like the content, come in. If you don't. That's how it should work. I'm not here to buy viewers. Quite like this little fake CD piece of card. You're like, ooh, I'm gonna scratch a CD, but I wouldn't be because it's not real. See, look at that, crazy. Future technology. All right, hasn't been 5 minutes yet, but this does feel dry. About 2 minutes, maybe 3 at a push. I'm just struggling to find struggling to fill the gaps. It's a good job we got some lo-fi backing music, although I don't know how loud that is. I'm going to turn up a bit. Let's turn that up a little bit. I don't know if that's too loud now. It might be. I'll turn it down a tiny bit. I don't know anymore. I don't know. This is a 4 p.m. stream of me cleaning discs when I should be working on other things, but hey, here we are. So let's carry on with this because this is definitely dry. And what we need to do is let's have a look. Distribute the polish, blah 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 blah. Then treat the scratches using the polishing pad, working from the inside outwards, not a circle, until the surface is clean and smooth again. Wow. Not a circle. Inside outwards. Okay. It's interesting that they said not a circle because I was going to do it completely in a circle. But I guess we just do it like this. Inside outwards, not a circle. If you're watching this, did you think to yourself, oh yeah, I'll do that inside outwards as a circle? I think the circle would be really, really pleasing to do, right? It's one of those oddly satisfying things, but now I have to do it from the inside outwards. I'll tell you what. That is looking quite good. It's just filling in the micro scratches. Obviously, big scratches. This isn't going to do anything to those. But if you've just got little tiny scratches, you guess this polish fills the gaps. Probably quite good. To switch around to a piece more of this polished cloth. And I'd like to hear as well, have you played Ring of Red on the PS2? I'm going to guess and say you haven't, but you might have. It's actually, it was in the opening for all the Pixel Portable videos. It was the very first clip in the Pixel Portable opening. And that's taken from a German version of the screenshot, I believe. It says the text in it's German. I remember that being quite funny. Well, we have thoroughly polished this. I realize I haven't got a clue whether or not I'm central. Hi says UK Ronin. Welcome in. What UK Ronin? How's it going? I'm just cleaning discs and talking rubbish. It's pretty standard. Pretty standard. I'm not sure if I'm not sure how effective the repairing is on this system. I don't even know what the most effective repair method is for CDs and DVDs. I guess you just, if they're damaged, if you have the materials, you could probably somehow move the damaged layer if it was not touching the data, and then put a new plastic layer on. I don't know. Don't really know how CDs properly work. I just know they're layered. There's a data layer in there, and if it gets scratched deep enough, the data layer gets messed up. This does look a lot better than what it did when I first got it out. It's still a PlayStation 2 game that's had a lot of love. You know, we're not gonna ever get rid of that. I don't think. I think we would be asking for too much in that scenario. But the inside of this Ring of Red case is pristine. Something I do have to look up though is a Ring of Red manual. So I'm missing that. You can see. I would really like this to be a complete copy, but there you go. Ring of Red for the PlayStation 2. We have done a reasonable job of restoring it. I'm not going to touch my copy of Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 Plus because it's just too expensive for me to make a mistake on. So I'm actually not going to do that one. I don't trust myself just yet with that. This copy of 𝙋𝙬𝙓𝙀𝙇 2 just needs a clean. Oh, the disc's missing. Where's the disc? I know I've seen that somewhere. I'm just going to clean the outside of this. The leftover strong pad should do that job fine. Just got to be careful not to get too close to the edges, otherwise the water, well, not the water, but the wetness of the cleaning wipe will go through into paper. That's all that needs. That looks really nice. I'm just doing a selection of these. I just wanted to kind of see if I had the capability to do a good restoration on this. You wouldn't know that I used a Sharpie to get rid of all the scratches on the black, so that's good. Sharpie method did actually work. So we'll take that. We won't be doing Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 Plus. Like I say, that's just too much of a expensive problem for me to make. But we are going to try and clean Disc 2 Metal Gear Solid for the GameCube. This should, in theory, be exactly the same to clean. We're not repairing it, so we don't need to use a repair fluid. We're just going to clean it. We'll just do one spray. I'll do. One spray of cleaning fluid. Put this bad boy on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I actually did 21, but whatever. There we go. Now that is cleaned, apparently. It is, but it needs a microfiber cloth. Need to get the residue off. Perfect. Yeah, that's actually really nice. I don't think I showed you before, so you've got nothing to go by, but it looks nice and sparkly. I do need a replacement case for this because I've broken the hinge. If I do this, you'll see this. Oh, sorry, down here. You see this hinge is broken, so it just free floats. It should look like that and be wedged in because this was a multi-disc game for the GameCube. Let's take disc 1. Let's have a look at the state of that. That should be worse. And oops. And it is. It's not the best, but it just needs a little clean. And that's what we're going to do. And clean it. I'm going to say that this is a really good device for cleaning, but it's not going to do much in terms of repairing. All right, that's 20. Take that out. Just give it a little wipe, get the residue off with the microfiber cloth. Obviously, you wouldn't just pick up any old cloth to do this with, because if there was sand or grit or anything on there, you're just gonna absolutely trash your CD. There we go. That looks pretty nice. Back into GameCube case that goes. This is complete in box though. I'm going to give the outside a clean. I've got to be careful because it's going to fall out, so I'm just going to put that to the side. Give the outside a clean of this. We're just ending up with lots and lots of cloths and sheets on this. Try and get rid of this sticky residue that's on the spine, obviously from sticker that was on here. Don't want to use isopropyl alcohol if I can avoid it, because I'm running low and I use that for so much. In fact, I should probably just order some more while I'm thinking about it. But what I'm trying to get hold of is benzene. I watched a video, which I mentioned earlier, of a Japanese guy showing me his techniques for restoring old Game Boy boxes that were all bent up and pretty trashed. And he did a really good technique using benzene, where he soaked the box and then took the soaked box and pressed it under a lot of weight. I've made that worse. Pressed it under a lot of weight. Let's try with makeup remover first before we go for the big stuff. And I have probably just made an error there. Yep. Put it underneath, which is a mistake. Don't want to do that. Get that nice and clean. There we go. Yeah, and he used benzene to soak the box and make it back into like a flat shape using heat and pressing, which was really cool. And I want to try that on my more damaged products. As you know, when I went around Japan hoovering up retro games from the hard offs back in 2022, because I was buying all my goods secondhand, it was the cheapest, most affordable, reasonable way to do it back then. Those goods also come with a downside, which is that they are not necessarily pristine. So I had more work cut out for me with getting some restoration work done on those boxes. This looks nice now. There you go. Twin Snakes, Metal Gear Solid for the GameCube. Looking refreshed. I wish I'd taken significantly better care of my games when I was younger, but that's hindsight's 2020, right? We have a basically pristine copy of Armored Core 2 here. This was my first ever Armored Core game I played. This disc is missing. I think it's in my disc collection. I'm just going to give this a rub down. Get it all refreshed. I've got some display cases. If you're wondering why now? Why are you doing all this now? Well, I've got some hard case display cases for my boxes, especially the ones of value, which some of my games have got fairly substantial value, and I want to display those ones. Here it is. It's the Armored Core 3 with the melted chunk. I love Armored Core 3. This is a complete in-box Armored Core 3, but I do need to buy a new box to put this paper into. Paper isn't too destroyed, considering. Not too destroyed. It's definitely seen better days, that's for sure. But it's not too destroyed. And the was that glue? Yeah, there's glue in there. It's gross. There's oh wow, look. There's a Bionicle Minis thing in here. I'm not sure why that's in there. Did this come with Armored Core 3? There's no way a little Bionicle thing did. I think this must have been something that I had at some point and put in there for whatever reason. But the Armored Core manual is alright. That could use some steam flattening. I'm going to do that now. We'll move all this to the side. It's getting hectic over here. But what we're going to do now is we're going to iron our manual. And I'm going to iron it face down, so if I do somehow make a massive mistake, the mistake is going to be on the back of the manual and not on the front, which is the thing that everyone would normally see first. Let's plug in the iron. Get that up to temperature. I also need to put in an Amazon order because I want to get some colored backdrop sheets, usually used for photography, but for the videography that I'm doing on the channel, need something a bit more interesting than this table as a backdrop. So I've got some nice colored sheets coming that will breathe some life into those video clips. Bit too loud, haha. Good volume now. Welcome to the stream, 𝙋𝙬𝙓𝙀𝙇. You're watching on YouTube, right? Yeah. So we've got YouTube, we've got Twitch. It's odd doing it this way. Right, I think we're at temperature. Definitely feels at temperature. Steam out. Let's give this a little blast. Shout outs if you ever watched a video where I restored my Pokemon Stadium 2 box and my, I want to say leaf green box. I made that video a while back now, but techniques for that still stand the test of time. I'm gonna add too much steam. Wow, that's erupting. Spat water everywhere, but it's okay. I'm prepared for that. That is hot. Oh, that's hot. Whilst that's hot, let's get that pressed. Need to unplug the I need to unplug the Your music is calming. Thank you, 𝙋𝙬𝙓𝙀𝙍. It is calming. There to just offset the chaos that is happening in this room. So let's have a look now. This should be much nicer. Oh yeah. There we go. This is much flatter now. It was all crinkled from, you know, when things get moist, they crinkle. This is now flat. Restored. Looks good. Perfect world, I would leave this in a clamp for overnight to stay perfectly flat. But I don't have a clamp. And I don't have a heat press anymore, so I don't have the option to do that. This Bionicle. Said it. Goodbye. Right, let's put this Armored Core 3. This is 2. What am I doing? Armored Core 3 book back in here. Oh, now that is very juicy. Let's clean the disc while we're here. Oh, this disc is not happy. Let's have a look at the disc. This is the disc. I think this disc has had some love. Look at the state of this disc. Imagine a world where I took care of my ship, huh? You wouldn't have this. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Wouldn't have this. This disc has seen some stuff. But we're gonna clean it first, and then I'm gonna try the repair on it. I'm gonna do the repair over the whole thing because that disc is obliterated. So we chuck the disc in. We get our cleaning spray. We give it 2 sprays. 1, 2. We put the lid on. And 20 spins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and extra 1. For good measure, let's get this open. You get the disc out. I'm going to give it a little wipe down with microfiber cloth. Parts of it that didn't get absolutely soaked. So this isn't obviously going to get rid of the scratches, but this is definitely going to clean the disc. The disc still looks like this, you know, it's still seen better days, but now it sees better days cleanly. Now I'm going to try the repair on it over the whole thing because, well, I don't need to put it on that. I don't know why I'm doing that. Because, well, you've seen the state it's in. I'm going to put it on top of this piece of tissue. We're going to get the repair liquid. We're going to have little blobs. I say a little, but we're going to put a lot on this one because look at the state of it. Now we need to evenly distribute this frost, so we will do that now with this polishing pad. We'll just smear it all around while it's wet. We have to then let it dry for 5 minutes. You know, I fancy Chinese food today, but I know that it always disappoints me. There we go. So now I need to let this dry for 5 minutes. But I don't want to just sit here trying to fill the air time for 5 minutes. So I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to work on another thing. This one is Armored Core 4. What's the state of the disc like on this? That disc is in pretty good shape. Needs a clean, which we're going to do now. We'll do the disc clean first. We'll leave that there. Okay. So open this, put this in. We'll give it 2 sprays. 20 spins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Open it. Get a disc out. This needs a wipe down with microfiber. Now. I think the reason they tell you to use the paste inside to outside without going circular is because if there is something in there, there's some piece of grit or something abrasive. If you pull it from the inside outside, you do the smallest path of damage. You understand? So I think it's more of just a system for making sure that if you do make there is grit or something on there, you do the least amount of damage to your product. There we go, that's much nicer now. Armored Core 4 has been cleaned. We'll clean the outside of the box and then we'll go on to the polishing of this disc here. We're going to use this super strong cleaning towel thing. They're pretty good. As long as I don't get the water on the actual card, we'll be all good. I'm doing this not in the middle of the camera. I'm really sorry. I'm an amateur at everything. There we go. And that is our Armored Core 4 refreshed, ready for display if so desired. Oh, hello there. This looks like a rather relaxing time. It is. Thank you, Mr. Vamp. Armored Core 4, more like cleaned core 4 good. Disk read, am I right? You are right. Now this is dried, I can do the polish and see if we can get the Armored Core 3 copy to, well, not look like some sort of nightmare scenario, but it's going to look bad. You saw the state of this disc beforehand, and you know what we're dealing with here. And you also notice now that Mr. Matt Internet is in the stream, who you should definitely go check out on his YouTubes and his Twitch. Now that he's here, he'll appreciate this copy of Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 Plus that has skyrocketed in value. I didn't realize Plus was worth so much. Oh God, I can't hold it up properly. But I was going to do some restoration to this, but I'm actually terrified to now, so I won't. I'll carry on just doing these other games, and then once I get good at it, if that ever happens, then I'll maybe tackle that one. I'll probably do a heat press of the inside card, and maybe the manual. I don't think the manual's any different. The only real difference between Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 Plus versus the other ones was just a little bit of American exclusive content. You know what? I've just noticed there's a PlayStation logo on the CD. Is that on all PlayStation discs? Let me pull this up and show you. Do you see that? Let me put it so it's at the top. Ooh, camera's gonna focus. See that right there? Right there? It's a PlayStation logo. I'd never noticed that until now. But look at the state of this disc. Look at the state of it. I mean, we have just repaired it, and it still looks like that it shouldn't work. I'm pretty certain it does. This is my copy of Armored Core 3 that comes complete with the melted box. Yep, that box has been melted, and it needs fixing. And if you're wondering how this box got melted, well, it's a doozy. This box was leaning against a traffic cone, and that traffic cone melted. Why did the traffic cone melt, you may be asking yourself? Well, you see, teenage me had a giant red traffic cone with a light bulb in it as a light source. But one time the light got nudged too close to the plastic, melted through the plastic, and melted through the side of a couple of my games, which included Armored Core 3. If memory serves, you could rip games via the BBA and PSO episode 1 and 2 due to the exploit. Huh. Yeah, Melty Box, the prequel to Melty Blood. Yes. Right. What's next? It's going to be one of my favorite PS2 games of all time. Zone of the Enders, the second running. We're going to start with the case because the case is pretty gross. I'll give that a little clean. I'm mid-making a different video at the moment, but I just got frustrated with it and needed a break. And I thought, if I'm going to have a break, I want to do something productive. So I decided to do some restoration stuff. So when my hard box displays arrive from AliExpress, I'll be able to display some of my more expensive and rare games in a way where they can be admired by few people that ever visit. And I think that'll be nice. Don't need to do anything to that paper. The paper's fine. I could clean the inside. I think that it's not that big of a deal on this one. It's actually in reasonably good nick. What's the condition of the game like? Oh, this is another well-loved game, and as you can see, has all the trappings and trimmings of a well-loved game, which is Horrific battle scars. 𝙋𝙬𝙍𝙍. Well, you know the drill now. We're going to try this hammer. So this hammer disc cleaner and repair, I definitely think it's worth it for the cleaning part. I don't know if I would be... This one's got 2 PlayStation logos on it. That's really interesting. I don't know if I'd go as far as saying the repair bit is any good, but maybe it is. 2 squirts, higgity, and then 20 spins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21. I do an extra one. Take the disc out. Ooh. Where's my microfiber cloth? It's here. I have no idea how many people are viewing on what platform because my cross platform analyzing thing isn't working on my OBS. I just know that we are live right now on both YouTube and Twitch. I think I still see the Twitch comments, to be fair. There aren't many. I think it's the wrong time of the day and the wrong kind of content for anyone to really want to watch. But I figured content might be useful to someone down the line, so I'll put it up anyway. There we go. That's the cleaning. The cleaning's all right. I don't know if the repairs are really going to do much, but we will do the repairs. After all, why do we have all this liquid if we're not going to use it? Polish pads are here. Let's turn that one inside out. Whoops. Almost got that on my mat. Don't want to do. Alright, let's get this on here and let it dry. It's going to take 5 minutes to dry. While that is drying, we'll work on something else. Still think the blue discs from PS2 are gloriously pretty. Yeah, they are, aren't they? This one didn't have a blue disc though, which was odd. But some of them do. I don't know what sort of signifies if it's going to get a blue disc or not. This one does not have a blue disc. And this is a mint copy. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 PlayStation logos on it. I wonder what the number of PlayStation logos means. We've seen a disc with 1, we've seen a disc with 2, and we've seen one with 6. This is a pristine copy of the original Monster Hunter for the PS2. I picked this up from James's shop in Dartford, where he has a reasonable collection of retro products from time to time, so I always go down and check. In fact, I might go down in a day or two, have another little look, see what he's got going on. But yeah, that's basically a mint copy of Monster Hunter. And it'll be interesting to know if that's gone up in value now that the new game has shot up in popularity. It depends on when the game was released and the manufacturing plant for the PS2 logos. That is interesting. I'm going to move these discs that we've done so far, including our heavily restored Ring of Red. Mr. Matt wasn't here when we did it, but we did Sharpie a lot of the damage on the paper to make it black again, and you can't tell. It looks really nice. But it is a cheap game, so I could just buy the game again, I guess. Go from there. While we're waiting for that to dry, let's do Panzer Dragon Auto. This disc should be in pretty good condition because this was at the end of my reckless approach to gaming. So hopefully this disc doesn't look too bad, but I don't know. I might be about to completely unravel myself. Oh, I can't get this disc out. That's odd. Oh, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. It's not the best. It's not the worst. Like I say, it's at the tail end of when I stopped respecting my games. Blue discs were blue because they are CDs, so roughly 700 meg in size, versus silver DVDs. That's fascinating. And that sounds like a question for specific game show. If I was to have a game show that would use that question, it would probably be like a comedy gaming panel show. That's what I would go with. You might want to think about that, Mr. Matt Internet. Comedy gaming panel show. That could be a fun one to do. Call it something like low res. 2 squirts, cleaning fluid, and we're going to clean this disc up. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Like 22 that time, if you care. It does a really interesting job. You can see the pattern of the cleaning, but I do have to clean it off with a microfiber each use. Which I keep doing out of shot, which I realize is a bad habit of mine because I'm used to just doing these things, obviously, by myself and not on stream. I do need to remember that there are people that want to see these little bits and bobs, so yeah, try my best to do better on that front. Okay, that disc is cleaned off. It doesn't need the anti-scratch repair stuff in it. It's actually fine. Also, the game manual's in good condition. I don't need to press that. It's all good. I'll give the outside a little wipe. So that's obviously it's got, you know, dust and stuff on it. Dust and human debris. I haven't played 𝙋𝙬 since it came out, which was a long time ago. When did this game come out? Let's have a look. Trying to find a date on here or anything. I didn't see one. 2003. 2003. Wow, I'm long overdue on a replay of 𝙋𝙬. Yeah, it's something we're gonna have to do. Okay, so we're gonna go to our disc that was well, borderline demolished, and we're going to do the polishing now. So we do it inside out, not circular. This way, if there is any issues or if there's any dust or debris, it will do the most minimal scratch. But also, scratches tend to follow along the CD line and not, you know, inside out the way we're moving, which means that we move all of this material into those scratches side on, which is what you want to do, right? That's the whole point of this, is to fill those scratches with whatever material this is supposed to be. And that should make the deepest scratches not so bad, but it's obviously still going to look like a disc that has been used. It doesn't look as bad. Oh, there we go. It doesn't look as bad. You could pull that out of someone's head as a villain from JoJo's. People would believe that it was in fact a real CD. And that's a good test. Which CD is this? I don't know. Oh, it's Zone of the Enders, which I put away. Got it back. Let's put this back in its case. Zone of the Enders, the second runner. If you have not played this game, PlayStation 2, I recommend the Zone of the Enders series. Quite a lot of fun. And there we go. Zone of the Enders. I'm now going to see if I can find something else worth repairing. End on a fun one here. It's a freeloader for GameCube. Now, if you know what this is, it's not so important to you. But basically, because of the region locking for GameCube, you needed a disc to override your operating system to let it think that you were allowed to play games of certain regions. And I bought this freeload disc, which is, wow, heavily hammered. And the reason I had this freeload disc was because of Phantasy Star 1 and 2 Plus, which is an American game. The American games don't work on the European GameCube, so I had to have a solution for that. That solution was this freeloader. And it definitely falls into the category of the more, you know, sort of niche tool discs that I owned. Unfortunately, one of my niche tool discs that I owned, I got rid of at some point, and that was the disc for the Game Boy Player for the GameCube. And I wish I still had that because those are quite expensive, and I want a Game Boy Player again because they're very neat. So we're going to clean this disc. I'm probably going to try and do a little bit of repair fluid on it just in case. But like I say, I'm not really sure that the repair fluid is all that useful. It's more of a placebo effect at the moment. I just hope that it works, right? It shouldn't make things worse. So on that basis, it's fine. But this is a disc, like I say, for playing other region games, and I was playing Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2 Plus. It was the American version, so that's why I have it. I have ordered, if you've heard of it before, the Flippy Bird for my GameCube, and that is a device that lets you play your legally acquired ROMs onto your GameCube very easily without any soldering. It's a very cool piece of kit. Mine should arrive sometime early April, and I'm quite excited, if I'm honest. Quite excited about it. I will make a little video, but there are very good videos on the Flippy Bird. I would suggest Tito's over on 𝙋𝙄𝙓𝙀𝙀 Productions. He's got a really good video on the latest Flippy Bird. So yeah, definitely go check that out if you get the opportunity. This needs 5 minutes of rest for the fluid to do its business. And whilst that's resting, I'm going to have a look at what else I can do to this box, the freeloader box. I mean, it's one of those obscure things. A lot of people don't care about the conditions of these things, right? It was just a utility. You just get this disc so that you could play your games region free. Still going to clean it up though, make it look a little bit presentable, but it's not going to be one of those things that I display on my collection stand or anything. It's just a nice touch. I'm actually going to do, because I mentioned it a minute ago, and I'm just more curious than anything else. I'm not planning on selling it, but I'm really interested in seeing how the cost of Monster Hunter, the original, or the PlayStation 2, really interesting to see if that has shot up due to the success of Monster Hunter Wilds. That has come out on PC, PlayStation, etc. And regardless of what you think of that game, because obviously there are issues and problems, it will be interesting to see. I'll just head over to price chime. Interesting to see if that has in fact changed. So we'll have a look now. You won't be able to see what I'm doing, but that's fine. I'll let you know. We're going to price chime. Type in Monster Hunter 2. Monster Hunter for the PS2. Wow. Wow. Did I just click it? No, I didn't. Clicked the wrong thing. There we go. Monster Hunter for the PS2. It has, in fact, slowly climbed since 2021. It was for as low as $16. It's now up to $29. So that's quite a big, that's quite a reasonable change in that period of time. I bought my copy for, I think, £15. Like that. That was kind of cool. But yes, so now this fluid is drying. I don't think it's dried yet. No, it needs a little bit more time. We got to clean this disc off and go from there. But how has everyone's day been? I want to hear how your day has been. You had a good day? If you haven't had a good day, I hope your day tomorrow is better. I'm currently enjoying, we're over here in the UK, it is spring, basically. It's in the air. It's been sunny. The air has been nice and clear. And it's maybe very reminiscent to like my teenage years. And maybe that's why I'm going through PlayStation stuff at the moment and GameCube stuff. That might be it. I also have set up, which you can't see, GameCube, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 2, and Sega Saturn on my shelf behind my work computer. And that's all linked up to my CRT, which is just here. You can see it in shot. So I'm planning on playing some more classic games and enjoying that. I will be streaming, hopefully now, once a week. And I'll be streaming games that I grew up with. I think the first game I'm going to stream will probably be something like Bonk's Adventure or Chuck Rock. I have a Chuck Rock hat on my wall back there. And I might play some Chuck Rock. Or Chuck Rock 2, Son of Chuck, if I'm feeling like staring at 90s babies. Okay, right, so let's get rid of this stuff on the CD. Remember, work inside out, not circular, straight lines. That way, if there's any grit or anything else, you do the minimal amount of damage to your discs. As tempting as it is, and as satisfying as it would be to go in a circular motion, with this repair fluid, they suggest you go not circular, and probably because it has a chance of doing some damage, would be my guess. I don't actually know. I didn't make the device, didn't make the fluid. I'm not even entirely sure how the fluid works. But hey, we're just living on a dream here. Okay, so have a look at this disc. That actually does look a bit better than when we first put it in. Definitely cleaner. We cleaned it, and then we added the repair fluid. Now we have it looking like this. That looks not too bad. And that's our freeloader disc. Go in here. It's part of my GameCube stuff. Fantastic. Yeah, these were really good back in the day. It's the only way you could play Japanese and American games. Well, because obviously I was in Europe, so I didn't have to worry about the European region stuff. But yeah, you had to have one of these to trick your GameCube into thinking that it was multi-region. I'm not even entirely sure. Actually, I'm fairly sure. I think the reason the regions existed was due to licensing. Licensing was region-based. I might be wrong. If Mr. Matt Internet is in the chat, he will correct me. For he is the host of an actual comedy panel gaming show focused around retro games and older games and stuff, so he'll know. Wrong. He'll tell me. I've got a little bit of a question to myself here. Just come back. I've got a copy here of Monster Hunter Freedom, or the PSP, as we were talking about Monster Hunter earlier. I was wondering, oh damn, the UMD's not in there. Well, I can see the size difference that it wouldn't work. I was thinking I could take the disc out of the UMD, because they can be extracted. I was wondering if I could put it in here and clean it, but I don't think I could. I think that it wouldn't fit over this ridge. So, never mind to that plan, we'll find something else. Moved on to Dreamcast then. Let's go do some Sega sea bass fishing. The last 10 minutes of this stream, I think. Ooh, that disc has had better days. Oh, that's something I do have to do. Maybe I could do that on stream. I need to disassemble my Dreamcast because I have a problem. I bought one friend off the friend I mentioned in Dartford who has the comic shop. Very, very good shop. Very cool guy. You know, I think he did warn me that the Dreamcast was untested, so that's fine. And it does work. It turns on, but it turns off after a few minutes of use. And from what I see online, that is because of the pins that connect to the power supply. When they get warm, they expand, and if there's any problem with the connection, it just cuts out basically. But this is my... Oh, I need to get this fishing controller, by the way. I need to get this fishing controller for sea bass fishing. That's on my list of things that I want. The Dreamcast disc cases, they are nicer, aren't they? These are just nicer. I've never owned a Dreamcast before, by the way. So, you know, I've only just got one. It just needs a little bit of repair work, which I can do. And it should all be good. So, I'm going to 2 squirts of the spray. Chuck this in. I'm going to clean the disc up. Cool. Here we go. Microfiber cloth. And give that a little bit of a clean. I always do off camera because I'm dumb. Like I say, I don't normally stream doing maintenance and repair stuff. I've made a couple of videos before. Maybe actually I think I only made one video before on box restoration when I restored my copy of Pokemon Stadium 2, Japanese copy that I got. Yeah, this doesn't need repairing. This is fine. This condition's all right. This is kind of like what you expect to see from a used disc. And it'll be fine. Put that into the case. Beautiful. Sega Bass Fishing. Currently, the only Dreamcast game I own. I think the next one I would buy would probably be Skies of Arcadia. I have Skies of Arcadia Legends for the GameCube. In fact, I have several. Oh, just not. Everything's falling apart. In fact, I have several copies of Skies of Arcadia Legends. This box is the most beat up version of it that I have, but I have multiple copies of it. I don't think there's too much I can do with this box. I can take the label out and put it in a new box, but the box is, as you can see, I get the camera angle correct. It's damaged, very damaged. It's flaked up here. I kind of want to, you know, get this back to working order. Missing the manual on this one. You can see the damage on the inside. Something hard had hit this at some point and probably busted it, but that's okay. Let's have a look at the state of the disc. Oh, well, that was odd. There's the other copy. So we've got one disc that looks like this, one disc that looks like this, and as you can see, both discs have seen better days. This disc and this disc. Wow, I'm really bad at using these cameras. There we go. Yeah, these discs need love. But there's both copies of my Skies of Arcadia Legends in one box that is absolutely trashed. I'm gonna try... Oh wow, you can actually see poor 𝙋𝙬𝙓𝙀𝙇's had his head smashed in. This is not going to be a simple task. So let's take... I bought this in Norfolk in the UK, in Dereham. Game Cave. Got the sticker still on here. That place still exists today, by the way. I actually went there. Oh, what is going on with this cable? I went there in December to see my parents. They lived kind of near it, and yeah, I went to the Game Cave, and it was still a place that still existed. We'll take this out. This is going to need a Herculean amount of TLC. I'm going to have to tape the back of this up. You know, I'm going to have to stick this up. This is trashed, basically. I want to keep the spine. I'm going to iron it, though, and get it sort of restored. And I'm also going to clean these discs. We'll do that first. Disc cleaning first. First one in. 2 squirts of cleaning spray. I'm also going to turn on the iron. Oh, this is wild, right? And then we're going to clean this disk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. An extra one for measure. Open this, take the disk out, wipe it down with the edge of my microfiber cloth. I'll do over here so that I don't keep doing it off camera. The iron is now at temperature, which is good. We're about to iron this 𝙋𝙬𝙍𝙀𝙍 original sleeve so I can put it in a new case. The case is destroyed. And that's how that now looks. It's just cleaned up. It's still, you know, a disc that's had heavy use. Put that to the side for a minute because I want to it's obviously going to go in a new box, which I need to put out. Force one from a worse game is what I'll probably do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Take that out. There we go. Disk is okay. The disk cleaning part of these little hammer systems is good. Like I say, I don't really know if I would trust the repair side, if it actually does all that much. I think if you've got damage to a disk that is causing it to skip or lose data, I think there's no amount of repair fluid that's going to fix that. But I might be wrong, and if I am wrong, let me know in the comments. I'm always happy to learn. That's how we get better at things. Right, the 𝙋𝙬𝙍𝙍 Legends, we're going to look at the state of the back of that. It's trashed. I'm going to have to stick that together. But first, I want to get it nice and flattened out. So, after I just knock isopropyl alcohol everywhere, causing a giant fire, no doubt. There we go. Right. We're going in with the steam. As the box starts there. Okay, we're ironing. I've seen interesting methods used for restoring boxes before. Ironing is definitely a reasonably good one. I made a whole video on that. If you go check out the channel, pixelportable, my channel, you'll see there's a video a while back I made where I talked about my method of restoring boxes, and it's quite good. I have seen a better method since, and I'm going to try it, and if it works, I'll probably make a video on that too, because I think people want to get the most out of their products. Unplug that. There we go. So now we have a very hot, need to keep this flat, a very hot inside label for 𝙋𝙬𝙍𝙍 Legends, but it needs some TLC. I think either some tape or some glue to fix the damage. I have another case somewhere that's in much better condition, but I want to get every possible use out of the cases. This case is going to have to be trashed. Like I said, it's been smashed in. I've seen the huge amount of damage there. Let me check the comments. You are wrong. You just need to write Arcane Ritual on some WD-40. Thanks, Chris Chaos. I think you're right. Ironing stream at last. Yes, it is an ironing stream. That's what it's turned into, isn't it? But now this looks a lot nicer. So I'm going to do the same technique as I did to the Ring of Red copy. And I can't believe that it worked. All right, but it did. On sections that are absolutely black, like the top here, I'm going to do the old, oh yeah, I have a real Black Lotus, and change the border from white to black. That's a Magic the Gathering reference, sorry. I realised I just threw that onto my audience and expected them to know what that means, but that's fine. Not uncommon for people to add black to the border of their white border cards, basically. And they tend to use Sharpies, and it's a really amateur thing to do. And honestly, I wouldn't recommend doing this, but it worked and looked nice. on the Ring of Red copy, but I'm doing it on this copy, beat up copy of Skies of Arcadia. I can't go anywhere where black ink didn't exist though, so I can't go over this edge as it will look stupid. But I can do it on the spine, because that is where black ink was used. You have to sort of use your brain a little bit, just not a lot, but a little bit, working out where to do it. And that hides all the chipped bits of the paper, and just looks a lot nicer. See? Now, if I was going to be a perfectionist about it, which I probably will, if I wanted to, I could do these edges. To do that, you basically just paper cut. You can see where the black ink is running into the card, but I just do the very edge. This helps hide that damage. Obviously you wouldn't do this to something you were reselling. I'm not selling any of these things. This is my own personal collection. I just want things to look as good as they can, but I don't want to go crazy with trying to get replacement paints, and some people do, and they do a good job of it, and they're more talented than me. But I'm just going for some sort of happy middle ground where I don't use up too much of my time. Things look kind of good, and this does look kind of good. There we go. And with that, I think that's a perfect place to say my farewells. I need to go get some dinner, and also I need to start filming my actual main video for the channel. It should be out in a day or two. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you've enjoyed your stay here. And if this is something you want to see more of, little live streams where I do various tasks, then let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I appreciate you very much for giving me your time. Hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you.